The final form of the Nicene Creed was the product of contributions from the many bishops at the Council of Nicaea. According to Eusebius of Caesarea, he submitted the first draft of the creed, which was based on the baptismal confession used in his own diocese of Caesarea. Eusebius read the creed aloud in the presence of Emperor Constantine, who declared it to be, quote, good and free from objectionable statements. However, Eusebius reports that Constantine asked for one critical word to be added to strengthen the church's stance against Arianism. The Greek word homoousios, meaning of the same substance. This word became the theological dividing line. The crux of the debate was this: is the Son the same substance as the Father, or merely a similar substance? In Greek, the word ousia means substance or essence. The prefix homo means same, while homiai means similar. So the difference between the same substance and a similar substance came down to a single Greek letter, an iota. The Arians could not accept homoousios because they believed that the Son was not eternal, but created. In their view, there was a time when the Son was not. If that were true, then Christ could not share the Father's divine essence. But the Orthodox position won, and Christ was proclaimed as being, quote, true God from true God, begotten not made, being of one substance with the Father. This phrase made it unmistakably clear: Christ is fully God, equal with the Father, and shares the same divine essence. The first signer of the Nicene Creed was Osios of Cordova, in recognition of his role as presiding over the council. Following him were the two presbyters sent by the Bishop of Rome, Vitus and Vicentius, honoring the Roman bishop's position as a first among equals. After that, the creed would have likely been signed in order of ecclesiastical importance, likely by the metropolitans of the major sees such as Alexandria, Antioch, and Caesarea. There was surprisingly little objection to the creed. Of the 318 bishops in attendance, only 5 of them initially hesitated, primarily objecting to the term homoousios and the anathemas attached to the creed. But 3 of the 5 eventually signed, albeit reluctantly. The 3 reluctant signers were Theognis of Nicaea, Maris of Chalcedon, and Eusebius of Nicomedia. All 3 of them would later continue to support Arian theology. Even though they signed, each of them were exiled shortly after the council for teaching Arianism, but were eventually restored to their positions, some offering formal recantations. Eusebius of Nicomedia, who is different than the church historian Eusebius of Caesarea, is especially noteworthy. He was Constantine's own bishop during the council and would later baptize the emperor on his deathbed. He wielded significant influence within the imperial household and went on to become the Archbishop of Constantinople. Eusebius became the most powerful and influential Arian figure after Arius himself, arguably more so. Those who flatly refused to sign the final form of the creed were excommunicated by the church and exiled by Emperor Constantine.
Bifurcation.
This included Arius plus 2 of his most loyal episcopal supporters, Theanos of Marmarica and Secundus of Ptolemais. To reinforce the church's ruling, Constantine ordered all of Arius's writings to be burned with harsh penalties, possibly execution, for anyone caught possessing them. Ironically, even these men who refused to sign the creed were later restored by Constantine, including Arius himself. It's widely believed that all 5 bishops, along with Arius, continued to hold Arian views, even if some formally accepted the Nicene Creed on paper to regain their positions. Their agreements were likely political, not theological, and the Arian controversy would continue to divide the church for decades. Though the Council of Nicaea dealt a decisive blow to Arianism, it was not until the Council of Constantinople in 381 that the heresy was finally put to rest. Don't stop here, finish the video on YouTube to learn even more about this topic. There's a link to it on my side, as well as to another recommended video right below it.